There you go,
At 6 o'clock.
6:02.
Perfect. Then we will call the meeting to order at 6:02. And seeing all council is here excluding Deputy Mayor Ferguson and Councillor Bent. Anybody has anything to declare conflict of interest, they can do so now. Seeing none. Addition, deletion, or approval of the agenda. If there's nothing to add or delete, I will be looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
I give a motion to approve.
I second.
Second by Councillor Sanya, moved by Councillor Dealey. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Contrary, seeing none, pass. Approval of the minutes, as always, we'll do both, in the one motion, regular council meeting of March 5th, 2025. Committee of the whole for March 19th, 2025. I'll look for a motion on those.
I move we approve the minutes for.
Councillor Thompson move, Councillor Dealey second. Questions? See none, all those in favor? Contrary, seeing none, motion carried. Presentation to council, none at this time. 7, business arising from the minutes, old business. 7A is fire service agreement with Point Lepreau Nuclear Generating Station. I will read this out. Last summer, council was provided with an agreement for mutual aid support from the Musquash Fire Department for the Point Lepreau Nuclear Generating Station. This agreement has existed for many years, and due to local government's reform, the subsequent transition of the Musquash Fire Department under the Rural Community of Fundy Shores operational umbrella, the agreement needed to be reviewed. Chief Pollock and the local government solicitor have both reviewed the document. Chief Pollock has confirmed Musquash Fire's continued ability to support this agreement. The solicitor has reviewed it and provided comment to council. If council chooses to adopt this agreement, a motion indicating such will need to be approved. And everybody has had a chance to read. Go over the agreement that was in your packet. And we will be looking for a motion.
I
We
move
there.
that we adopt the agreement.
Okay.
as is.
Second,
A second.
second by Councillor Dealey. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor of adoption?
Aye.
Contrary minded, seeing none, motion is carried. 7B, Community Complex Needs Assessment Committee appointments. Council received a remarkable 19 volunteers to serve on our Community Complex Needs Assessment Committee. At the Committee of the Whole meeting held on March 19th, 2025, the applicants were reviewed by council and a list of 8 members were recommended to serve at this time. Do you want me now to go through the names or
Council.
one?
Yep.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure before I went public with all the names that everybody's. So the following names were to be brought forward tonight at this council meeting. The following names are 1, Alan Ouellette, Bill Melvin, Devin Shaw, Holly Waycott, Janice Lang, John Kellogg, Mike Parsons, and I might get this name wrong, I apologize, Sarah Benavides. And again, I apologize if I'm off for that. Council will need to make a motion to accept the list of participants if everybody is in agreement.
I move to accept this list of participants.
Moved by Councillor Sanya, seconded by Councillor Thompson. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion's carried. And thank you to each that have stepped up, and letters will be going there. 7C, dog control bylaw. At the Committee of the Whole meeting, council reviewed the draft version of the bylaw and contract. A change was made to the bylaw to comply with the needs of the NBSPCA for enforcement measures. Those changes to the bylaw and shared on Fundy Shores website. Also, a summary copy of the bylaw was shared to the website to indicate the bylaw will be read by summary on April 2nd as part of the adoption process. And Does council want to make one of the motions?
You can make it, whoever wants to make it.
Whoever-
I I'll read it if they want to say,
All right, I'll make a motion. Do I have to pick one or just?
well, you have to start with one.
Yeah,
Yeah, skip to the one. Okay, motion one, be it resolved to provide a second reading of bylaw B 2-2025, a bylaw respecting dog control in the rural community of Fundy Shores by title, the dog bylaw and summary. You want me to read this?
You kind of like.
I don't want you that, okay? Council for the rural community of Fundy Shores, under the authority vested in it under the Local Government Act, makes the following bylaw respecting the control of dogs for the rural community of Fundy Shores, herein called the bylaw. Number one, bylaw number B2, B-2-2025. Two, this bylaw may be cited as the dog control bylaw. Number three, this bylaw applies to the rural community of Fundy Shores government boundaries as outlined in subsection 68 of the regulation 2022-50 under the Local Governance Act. And number four, this bylaw one, defines ownership of dogs. Two, defines dog control officers. Three, the vaccine and registration requirements for dogs in Fundy Shores. Four, rules associated with housing and keeping of dogs in Fundy Shores. Six, seizure of dogs at large, rabid, aggressive / dangerous dogs in Fundy Shores. Seven, tranquilization and if necessary, in opinion of a licensed vet, the humane euthanasia of a dog. And eight, and prohibits and prohibitions and penalties for contravention of the bylaw.
I second the motion.
seconded by Councillor Sonia,
Made you do all the work.
seconded by Councillor Sonia. Questions on that motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Contrary minded, seeing none, motion's carried. And motion two,
I move that it be
oh,
resolved
she took the easy one.
to provide the third and final reading of bylaw B-2-2025, a bylaw respecting dog control in the rural community of Fundy Shores by title, dog control bylaw, and enacted.
Second by Councillor Thompson. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Contrary minded? Motion's carried. And 7D. Dog control contract. Council has provided a copy of the proposed contract between Fundy Shores and the NBSPCA for service to enforce the dog control bylaw. Council will need to make the motion to accept the contract as provided. And the contract is within your package.
I move that we accept the contract as provided.
Second.
Second by Councillor Healy. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? None, motion's carried. Department reports. General government, mayor's report. I'm sorry, it was a little late, but it was online. It was not a very, very busy month, but any questions you can. See none. Council's report, deputy mayor. I think we're online. or-
Yes.
Okay. Any question while? Councillor Bent
One was not available. She was away.
away. Okay. No problem. Councillor Daly.
My Ward 2 report was submitted online. So there's some 5 meetings in this, or 5 different events going on. And just just reviewing some of the, all the documentation that had to be reviewed for the meetings. That's all I have for Ward 2.
Did you want to do, have you had any reports or for your committee, or you just want to do it now or after?
Sure. Not really, we've had a couple of meetings
Yeah.
and we're working on the community or the Fundy Shores Festival, I guess.
Working on that, getting the budgeting together, getting all the details in place and, trying to get that, all set up for August. Other than that, we have our next bingo coming up April the 11th. 6:30.
And as we discussed before, the meetings I had today and some of the things coming up over the next week or two, we're hoping to involve recreation in that once we get everything solidified and moved along, and we'll pass it over to you guys for anything that you can recommend.
Oh, and the other thing is that Teresa Surratt, she has accepted the position of being a committee member on the board. Well, I don't know whether it's.
Coastal Link.
Coastal Link.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Back to you, Councillor Sonia, for your
So I'm
online, any questions, anybody? Okay, Councillor Thompson,
I submitted my ward report online and as well the PrAC committee report. And there was a submission to the committee for Fundy Shores in this last meeting. It was tabled, so they can work on it.
perfect. Any questions for Councillor Thompson for PrAC or ward report? Seeing none. CAO report,
The report was
So-
available online.
I will need a motion from council to accept the CAO report.
I move we accept receipt of the report.
I seconded.
Moved and seconded, questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Contrary minded, seeing none, motion carried. Land inspection report, online. Need a motion to move that report for planning.
I'll make a motion to, accept the report as submitted.
Okay, seconded by Councillor Sonia. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Contrary minded, seeing none, motion carried. Public safety report unveiled, so there's no report. Okay, I just want to make sure last minute one wasn't uploaded. Economic development synergy report attached. We'll need a motion to move that report.
I move we accept the report.
Councillor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Sonia. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Contrary minded. Motion carried. Recreation, community and culture, community coordinator report unavailable, none last minute.
No,
Okay.
no, she was away last week, so
Okay,
the report wouldn't have been available.
standing committee reports, there's only two, so the safety, emergency preparedness committee, we haven't had a meeting again yet, are working on items for safety week
Yes,
month.
yes, safety month. Also, I do have a few items when the committee's next available.
Okay, and I know we will have a regional, the Q2 report from the RCMP coming up regionally. And I may have to get somebody to fill in for me on that, just because we have a few dates booked, that few meetings booked that week, and that'll be one of them, so I will advise on that in the coming week. And community and economic empowerment, there is a meeting coming up on April 10th. Nothing uploaded.
No,
No, okay.
documents are just being finalized for that.
Okay.
Deputy Mayor Farquharson will be sending out the invitation.
And again, the meeting will be on April 10th. Correspondence. Did I miss anything? No. We received, not only some members of the community, but the office as well, received a letter from Rivers Gold Limited. Pursuant to the New Brunswick Mining Act regarding mineral claims on property. And I guess we were one of the ones listed as well, so members of the public can. I did receive, it wasn't in my report, I guess I don't write everything in my report, but I did receive a few phone calls on it. People were concerned. And again, back to them was that, I guess it's the same as what's there is, you know, they do have the right to make the claim, but they also have to. Once they start anything, they have to come to an agreement with the landowner, and there's a process in place for that under the Mining Act, so. I don't think trucks and stuff are just gonna come in and start. Just in case you get any calls, because I received, I think, 4, so all within 2 days. And I got a letter too in my inbox, so I should have called my ward counselor, but. And that was the only correspondence. Thought there was another, no, it wasn't. The meetings, we did meet when we went to UMMB, we did have some informal meetings with Department of Transportation. And we're hoping to gain a more better meeting in the coming weeks, I hope. We're gonna hold him to account of what we feel they should be meeting with us, but we are struggling.
Did it go overflow last week with the storm and the rain? I don't.
I didn't receive any notice that it did, and the days I was down.
We only once that Steve called me that he was going down. He was here on Sunday, and I think that's when I had a discussion with him. He was down to monitor it, but it didn't flood. It was close, but not. So we are hoping for resolution on it, but I would. Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. Approval of payments, general government, the report attached, I need a motion to accept that.
Make a motion to accept and submit.
Councillor Beely, second by Councillor Sonia. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Approval of payments. This one's for the Thompson Subdivision Sewage Commission. And again, reminder, I thought I was gonna take that right this time.
The paperwork has made it to the St. John Bank. I
Okay,
just have to get a hold of everybody to get
So-
them to go in and sign.
these will be recouped following the reestablishment of the commission. We do have a commission, but I don't need a,
I'm hoping to have them get together with the provincial departments next Wednesday. I'm just waiting for confirmation.
Okay.
So,
so I will need a motion to accept that in the form
I
of
move that we-
$1,189.05.
I move that we accept that.
Councillor Sonia seconded. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. Approval of accounts, expense report for March 25th, 2025. I need a motion to accept that expense report.
Yeah, we set the expense report for March 25th, 2020.
Okay,
Second.
moved and seconded. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Contrary, motion carried. 13, new business, 13A, playground inspection. Last fall, staff ordered the inspection of playground located to 31 Malcolmian Road. Attached with your packages were the results of that inspection. 2, the upgrades option. To correct the deficiency outlined in that report are quotes for upgrading the swing set and the ground cover. And we will need a motion to accept that.
can I just speak on that
You
very
can.
quick?
I was
Okay, I
confused by
was-
the motion.
I was very happy, or am happy to report that there was only one item that was deficient, and it was the swing set, which we assumed it would be. And the ground cover around it. That being said, we did budget money for this year for playground upgrades, and the new swing set And the playground cover right under it, we do have budgeted. If we chose to do the wood fiber carpeting, the whole amount, we would need to find additional money in the budget, which there would be additional money available in the budget in those capital line items that we didn't end up spending or won't end up, knock on wood, won't spend all of, just in relation to the needs assessment. So there is money available. The ground cover, if we do the whole thing, is about 24,000 to replace the swing set and have them do all that work. Is like 20,000. I'm trying to remember what it is.
Ground cover is-
Yeah, that's just 1 second.
So,
I,
do you have a question?
and there is also the option that council needs to consider is what type of swings they want placed there. I did like the option of the hard, like, formed seat for children that needed a little more support in those situations, and then there was 2 regular seats and a baby swing.
Right.
So let me look at.
Maybe I'll ask what, so the ground cover, is there? Like to what's out there and to what's at Fundy Shore School playground
Just.
is,
The Fundy Shores playground at the school is just chips.
so I'm just wondering what
And
the difference between the two. I
this-
know the one down there we could get,
So cheaper.
yeah,
And the only thing with this stuff is it, I don't know if the proper word, but melds together more to be a more accessible surface, so like easier for people in wheelchairs or strollers, or if anybody, heaven forbid, got hurt, somebody having to go in with a gurney to get them, it's an easier, it turns into a more usable surface.
Would it stand up longer too than the chip?
That I can't say for sure.
Mm.
So the covering itself would be 28,000, that is,
So the ground cover, is that the one?
that's the wood fiber cover,
with the-
wood carpet, I guess.
Okay, 28,000?
Yeah, and just let me pull oh, that's not what I wanted to grab. And the swing. 24. And that's with the bolded adaptive swing seat.
Is there only one? 52,000?
Hmm?
52,000 in total?
Yeah. And we budgeted 30, not knowing, but there is money left over from this needs assessment. That could go towards that, because we budgeted 80,000 for the needs assessment, and we're only going to have to spend below 40.
Is it possible that we could budget just for the swing area, and after the needs assessment is completed, if there happens to be a playground that we build on the new property, then and if there's not, then we improve this even more? Can we do it in phases?
You mean just, because if we replace the swing set, are you meaning just like the new ground cover?
Just under the swings.
Oh, okay.
It's,
and I'm just, so, yeah, so I'm not, I think it does need to be upgraded, I'm just not sure, as the Councilor Sonia's point, to the extent for, because we got other stuff going on, and also I guess, the ground covering. I understand, I get the point from you on that, but I'm just wondering the wood chips or whatever they use, I know what they use, and I know we can get a really good something. I'm just wondering if there's any corporate sponsorship or something that can put,
You know-
to make it lighter, that we can reach out to.
We could, and this is just spur of the moment thinking, we could do the upgrade and then just replace the pea gravel that's missing, and then at the end. See what the needs assessment says, and either coat the bottom or get the other type of coating that you're talking about for in there. Like, look at it after the end of summer.
I'll leave it up to council, but it would just be my thing would be is we have a lot that, and the needs assessment committee has just been announced tonight.
yeah.
So it would be nice to see where they go over the next
Yeah.
couple months, and the calls that we've been getting on our new community complex, that there could be room there where they might not be able to do something or donate there right now, but maybe they can donate there and be. Yeah, I just think there's opportunity out there to reach out to corporate. Some
Well, and
sponsorship
I
to
mean,
get
this, just the swing set, the rubber seat, the toddler seat and that adaptive seat, that itself without any ground cover is 24,000. Or are you thinking not getting the adaptive seat? I don't know.
It's extremely.
It is, and I only see one quote here, so I wouldn't be like, get to say. But that was it, and that 20,000 plus tax actually includes install,
Yeah.
wood carpet engineered wood fiber. So it does say.
Oh, it does, okay, sorry, you could take that out and we could put,
That might.
that would take,
That's total with the ground cover.
Sorry, I missed
Yeah,
that
no,
portion
that's
of it.
okay, yeah. Says the gear 7,400, the installation 65. I shouldn't say that.
That's fine.
Okay,
Well, yeah.
6,500.
And given the price, it's under our tendering limit, so I mean, we can just purchase if we
Right.
wish.
Right, yeah, myself, I'd like to hold off on the ground cover.
The ground cover and maybe just put what we have there for now and
There's a couple of different options, I think.
Yeah.
we might
Yeah,
get
I
a
just
better
threw it
price.
out, just, I'll
Yeah.
leave that council, I don't wanna get involved with, but I just think. Yeah.
yeah,
just
I'm not
take a
opposed to anything,
harder-
I'm just trying to,
A harder
Whatever
look,
wants,
just because
you
we're
know.
gonna have a lot going on this summer and it's. Yeah. I just think that some sponsors. could
Looking at
come.
the pictures also, it looks quite a bit smaller than what we have now for a swing set.
regulations are different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still the two bays though.
Okay.
So would it be the wish of council, am I understanding that we're moving from this, the ground cover doing the swing set or getting more, a second quote? Cause I heard two things. Are we going, so we're moving the ground cover, but doing the swing set now? Or are we waiting, tabling it all and getting the second quote or trying for more
I
quotes to
think
go?
insurance wise and everything, if
Okay.
that swing set isn't safe, we need
It
to.
needs to be.
replace
Okay,
it.
yeah, I just wanna make sure I'm right, cause I will need a motion on that.
Do we have to close down the existing?
While they do the work? No.
No, well, we're,
No, what we would need to do
Report.
is go in and have the swings just removed.
And then decide on.
Well, and then make it until the new swing set's installed. You would just take the swings down for insurance.
And
Well,
maybe-
safety.
So I'll get a motion on that, but maybe once this is all, to make sure that we update our social media and stuff to let the community know what's going on a little more clearer with it, that we are. I just don't want to.
We are
I
replacing.
don't wanna take the swing set out and people show up to use it and think that we're taking everything out on them, it's
Okay,
not,
no.
it's, yeah.
I get what
Okay.
you're,
So I will be looking for a motion.
I
And,
move that we correct the deficiency with this swing set at this time. But we do not proceed at this time with the ground cover.
and I'll just ask for clarification. Is that with the adaptive swing being included, or is that just with the regular swings? Because the quote we've been talking about has that.
So what, can I just ask, what's the adaptive?
Just 1 second.
I just don't wanna be wrong in terminology. I think I know what it is, but I just wanna be for clarification purposes.
Let me get it. Right, this one.
Okay.
Looks like a baby seat.
Yeah, it look with the pull down over it. It's just for larger
I
children.
remember seeing it, but I just couldn't remember if it was. Okay. Yep,
and it does hold up to 222 pounds, so.
okay. So was that good on that motion? No
I would say that-
clarification?
Yeah.
Okay, so I need a seconder for the motion,
Awesome.
second by Council Thompson. Any questions further on the motion? All those in favor, signify by aye. Contrary, seeing none, motion's carried as presented. You council? 13B, community complex needs assessment in engineering. Eric Dubay of RDC has confirmed its financial support of the needs assessment for the new community complex in the amount of $16,000. The remainder of the project cost $24,000 is that of Fundy Shores. If council wishes, they can approve the hiring of Dillon Consulting to support the community complex needs assessment and preliminary design and Class D estimate. And I will leave that to council.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Moved by Councillor Gilly, seconded by Councillor Sonia. Questions on the motion?
Is
Seeing,
there any, should we have a second quote or any people that do?
Some of the other engineering firms I've been dealing with lately, I haven't been getting the quality that we have gotten out of Dillon, so that's kind of why and Dillon is very familiar with Fundy Shores and had done our planning in the past, so I'm trying to spread it around, but they've also proven their.
yeah, I knock on wood, I think a couple of things that we have worked with them on or done that they've been very,
And I agree with all that, but I was just wondering if government regulations, et cetera, requires that we have more than one.
Under procurement, engineering is one of the things that you don't have to tender for because it is so specialized with what you're looking for, so.
okay, so did I?
You read the notes for the next one.
I had a motion, didn't
Yes,
I? And a second,
yes.
okay, further questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Contrary minded, seeing none, motion's carried. And I will say just quickly, we met with the RDC, last week.
Yes, it was very much worth the trip.
Yeah, it was that in itself, that 20-minute meet, well, 20, probably a little more because we were pushed out, but, that meeting, and I met with the minister, Minister LePage, that evening, and it was very, I was, yeah, very hopeful and very, I left the meeting feeling he was probably one of the government officials that we've had the most that we left feeling pretty good and upbeat compared to the
Was that
rest.
the meeting at the conference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
our-
met with
And
the
then you met with
minister,
the RSC.
we met with the minister that night and then we met with the staff of the RDC that next
Next
morning.
morning.
Okay.
So it was, and both meetings were really very productive. I, again, the meeting that night with the minister, I felt went over very well and it was well worth the time of going. So yeah, just wanted to mention that ties in all to our community complex, so happy.
Mhm.
13C, fire truck. Application for authorization of municipal capital borrowing board. As council is aware, a request to purchase a new fire truck has been made. This purchase is to replace the oldest vehicle in the fleet. Council can find attached recommendation report outlining the process of purchase. The truck design has not changed since its original presentation by fire in February, and all tender documents are drafted for use once borrowing capacity has been granted. If council wishes to move forward, the following motion needs to be made. So I will be looking, if that's good, the motion.
I move that the Borough Community of Fundy Shores submits to the Municipal Capital Borrowing Board an application for authorization to borrow for a capital expense for the following term and amount. Protective Services fire truck for an amount of $736,000 for a term of 10 years.
Councillor Sonia moved, seconded by Councillor Dealey. Questions on the motion? Have further questions, I guess? Seeing none, all those in favor, contrary minded? Seeing none, motion's carried. 14, we need a motion to go into closed session,
I move that we go into closed session.
I'll second.
seconded by Councillor Thompson. All those in favor, questions on the motion? No. Don't need it, well,
No, you
guess
did.
we're going into, all those in favor?
Aye.
Want to remind it, motion's carried.
Would you like to
Make
read
sure
the
that
next
we
meeting?
are off.
You're not,
Oh.
did you want to read the next meetings before?
Oh,
we-
next meetings. Committee of the whole, community, at the community building here on April 16th, 2025 at 6 P M. Regular council meeting will be here at the community building on May 7th, 2025 at 6 P M.